Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Moe. I'm going to present about aconite poisoning. The topic of my presentation is aconite, a deadly weapon used by the serial killer in Dexter. So I personally like crime mystery series, and that's how I found out about the aconite poisoning. The background story is taken from the show called Dexter, and there's one episode that makes me think like, how is that possible? How could that poison kill a man? So before answering these questions, let me present about the background story from Dexter. So Dexter is a very famous show that is on Netflix, which is the crime mystery series. Dexter's girlfriend Hannah poisoned her ex-boyfriend Sal Price. Hannah was a florist and owned a garden in the show. Homicide started when Sal Price suspected Hannah that people close to her died from the heart attack. So when Hannah noticed that, she planned to kill Sal. In one evening, when he was at Hannah's home interviewing about the incident, she admitted that she killed her mentor as self-defense. During the interview, Sal was biting his pen since because it was his usual habit. So at night, when Sal was with Dexter, he got a sudden heart attack and died in front of Dexter. So even though Hannah was a primary suspect, there was no evidence to arrest Hannah. That is really interesting. So the forensic scientists could not find the trace of aconite in the victim's blood, and then the cause of the death was confirmed as a heart attack. So here I come up with 3 questions. First question is, how could biting off his pen make him dead? Second question is, why Sal Price did not die instantly from the poison and died after a few hours later? The third question is, why forensic scientists could not find the poison in the victim's blood? So from that show, we already know that Hannah killed Sal, but there is no evidence to prove it. So that is very frustrating for me, so I researched the poison she used. So let's start talk about how aconite poisoning works. So the origin of aconite. And aconite is the herbal medicine which is commonly used in China. It is a diterpenoid alkaloid extracted from the flowering plant which belong to the family of Ramunculaceae. Aconite has therapeutic uses, which are the anti-inflammatory and analgesic activities. However, overdose and misuses of aconite is highly toxic. But different from the Western medicine, in the traditional Chinese medicine, aconite is boiled first, so then it reduces its adverse effects. Boiling the plant before ingestion is hydrolyzes aconite into the less toxic derivatives. That's how it becomes less toxic. Recent studies indicate that aconite can suppress tumor growth and induce apoptosis in the pancreatic cancer. So it definitely have a good effects too. So let's talk about the toxicity of aconite. LD50 of oral administration in mice is 1.5 milligram per kilogram, and lethal dose of pure aconite for oral administration in human is 1 to 2 milligram. It is very small. In traditional Western texts, the recommended dose is 60 milligram of root part dose. Therapeutic index is not reported, but it is reported as it is very low. So physiochemical property of aconite. Its log P is minus 0.54, pKa of the acid is 12.53, pKa of base is 9.74, molecular weight is 645.737 gram per mole, and protein binding is sodium channel protein. Route of administration. The most common route of administration is oral, but it can be exposure by skin too. So aconite exposure can be also from the either oral injection or skin exposure. And distribution. Aconite is thinly distributed into the heart and brain within 30 minutes of ingestion. Further distribution can occur into the liver and kidney. I could not find the feeding value of the aconite, but most of the research papers say feeding value of the aconite is not reported. So I couldn't find it. And then metabolism. Metabolism is the image of the metabolic pathway. It is primarily metabolized by the phase 1 metabolism with cytochrome P450 enzymes, and metabolism is mainly occurring in the liver, which happen in 24 hour, like within 24 hours of ingestion. It is really fast. And elimination of aconite. How does it eliminated? So primary site of elimination are liver and kidney. Its metabolites are eliminated mainly in the urine and feces. Specific metabolites eliminated are benzylaconine, benzylaconine, and benzylaconine. Those three are the active metabolites that are eliminated in the urine. And mechanism of action. Aconite controls the voltage-sensitive channel of heart, muscles, and nervous system. It has a high affinity to sodium voltage channel, and it activates them. It also inhibits the release of acetylcholine and causes the muscle relaxation. Also, aconite activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which in turn causes the nausea and vomiting. Masculine activation of aconite causes hypotension, arrhythmias. And so this is pretty much about the information about aconite. So let's look into the discussion about the Dexter. First question is, how could biting of his pen make him dead? So let's talk about that. Lethal dose of aconite for the oral administration is 1 to 2 milligrams, which is extremely small to notice for cell. That's how Hannah took advantage of the low therapeutic index of aconite by putting poison on the tip of Cell's pen. So the killing process that used in the Dexter is acceptable because Cell could die from biting of his pen, even though the poison was very few to notice. And for the second questions, my second question was why Cell Price did not die instantly from the poison and died a few hours later. Based on the scientific researches, aconite is a fast-acting poison which takes 20 minutes to 2 hours to show its action. So before death, aconite can give numbness, nausea, vomiting, and difficulty in breathing. In the show, Cell's death was sudden heart attack followed by a collapse. The way he died in the show does not match with the symptom reported in the research paper. So it must be very quick and very painful. My third question was, why forensic scientists could not find the poison in victim's blood? So that was my third question. For that third question, I argued that based on the show, the fact that forensic scientists could not find the trace of aconite in the victim's blood is true. It is true because aconite decomposes easily and has a short half-life, thus it is not easy to find a trace. Aconite concentration is not detectable in the blood after 24 hours, but it is detectable in the urine for 7 days. Since aconites are broken down into the primary metabolites very fast, tracing aconite in the blood and urine is very challenging for the forensic scientists. So, it is acceptable that Hannah was not charged for homicide in the show Dexter. As a conclusion, I would say the way the show presented about the aconite poisoning is reasonable and true compared to the research papers. Detecting the aconite poisoning in the human body is still challenging for the forensic science field. That's why I think aconite might become a very easy weapon for serial killers. Thank you.